Right, so today we finally have it. Since War for Wakanda released last month, people have been asking, where's the roadmap? Where's the roadmap? People want to see the roadmap, want to see what's going on for the next few months of Marvel's Avengers and to see where the game is heading in the future. And I'm looking at the roadmap right now, and I'm going to start off with the good stuff, because there is some good here. First good thing is confront Claw in our first raid. Endgame content is something that this game needs direly. So the fact that we're getting a raid in the next 4 months is good. I would like to see more of those, but raids are hard to do. You can't expect too much, and yeah, hopefully this one is good. Hopefully it's better than the OLT, because the OLT was a bit meh. But yeah, I'm hoping this is better. I'm hoping because it's a raid, there's more than just Claw. I'm hoping that there's like some other Black Panther villains in there, like Man-Ape, Killmonger, stuff like that. I'm hoping that those are in there as well. They probably won't be. It's probably just going to be Claw and Crossbones again, but you know, I'm interested to see what this is all about, and and that's what has me most interested as a streamer. I would like a bit more information on what exactly is going to be in the raid. I would like a whole blog about what the plan for that is, and like more stuff to talk about. But the fact that there is a raid coming, the fact that Claw's in it again, you know, I liked that fight. I'd like to see it done in a raid styley format. So I would like it. I would have liked it to be like to be like that good when it was in the story. Why they have to have story fights be lesser versions of what they would be in the end game it makes no sense to me. But the next thing is what everyone has wanted to know about. New hero event, Spider-Man. Spider-Man's coming to the game finally. It looks like he's going to be in November or December. So he's coming soon. He's coming soon. All it has here is fall and winter. It's autumn, firstly, and secondly, tell us months. You have 3 months and 3 different columns. Just tell us the months. Don't say fall and winter, because that just means stuff that comes out over here could be coming out next month. You know, which gets our hopes up, but also it's setting us up for failure. Speaking of failure, that's the rest of the roadmap. Returning events, no one cares about that because it's just running the same missions over and over again and not really doing much besides that. Bonus XP weekends are fine, but when you're getting XP for nothing, you know, we need some kind of champion system rework. Outfits inspired by the Marvel Cinematic Universe. That's good. That's fine. They can't extort the death of any other actors, so they can't lose with that one. But yeah, that is fine. I'm excited to see what outfits come out, because they can basically do anything at this point, and we'll probably get something based on the Hawkeye show for Kate and Clint. So yeah, I'm interested to see what MCU suits come out. Please give us the briefcase suit from Iron Man 2. That's all I want. New enemy type, Echoes. fine. What are they? Give us a picture, an image, concept art, something. You know, the roadmap should be a blog in and of itself with a whole lot more detail on each of the items in it. Because right now you're just reading like the title of something, like new enemy type echoes. That tells me nothing about what they're going to be. Are they going to be like? I assume they're like sound constructs. That's what it sounds like to me, but I don't know. It sounds like sound constructs that Claw is creating. Power level cap increase. I'm all on board with that. Also, give us a level cap increase as well, so we can actually, you know, build more into the characters that we have and their moveset and stuff, and give them more combos. That would be cool, along with the power level cap increase, because this is just adding gear. This doesn't change how the game would actually play. You know, if you gave characters a actual like 1 to 50 level cap increase, where they can level up to level 60 now, and you would actually be able to equip more onto their moves, and maybe give characters more than 3 heroics. That would be nice as well. You have like maybe like 2 assaults, a support, and an ultimate. That would be cool. If you had like an assault that was more of a radial attack. Radial is AoE. You had one that was more of a beam, one that was more of a radial, and one that's support, and one that's like the full on ultimate. I mean, the ultimate is meant to be the radial, but for most characters it's just a buff. So, you know, there you go. Reworked systems, resources, and gear upgrading. A little more info on what exactly you're reworking would be nice. Like, are you just putting more resources in the game for us to grind? Are you just making that? What are you doing here that will actually be beneficial to any players? This is what I mean. We need more info on what is actually being done. Like, and we need it in the roadmap. We don't need it like months later, just before the rework is about to happen. Hawkeye nameplate challenge for the Disney Plus show. I assume that's to get an animated nameplate that's just going to be Jeremy Renner like turning around or something. Fine. I want to know what the challenge is. What are we going to have to do? Is it going to be like an event? Or is it going to be like a challenge thing where you have to... Is it going to be like Red Room Takeover, where you go into a certain set of like different kind of missions that are in the harm room, and then at the end of it you get that nameplate? Because if so, that would be cool. But I don't know. I'm very sketch on that one, to be honest. Earnable cosmetics. This is something I've been wanting for a while. Earnable cosmetics. Are MCU skins going to be in the earnable cosmetics? Are any of the exotic skins going to be in legendary skins? Going to be in earnable cosmetics? What? Can we have a little bit more information on what cosmetics are going to be earnable? That would be nice as well. Overall, pretty lackluster. gonna say there's only one new piece of content, 2 if you include the Hawkeye nameplate challenge, whatever that is. That could be anything, for all we know. This isn't what people wanted. At least there was a fan-made roadmap that went through to like the next expansion, so it would have been the 2-year anniversary, and that was, I guess that's setting us up for like false expectations or too high expectations. But I expected something. I expected some kind of content, like how the last one was. It was getting a new thing every month. Here it doesn't even look like that. Like the returning events, that's not new. Claw Raid and Spider-Man is new, and the new enemy types. Level cap increase isn't new. And then reworking systems and earnable cosmetics, they're not new. And cosmetics does. Why are you making your game a dress-up game? People care more about what cosmetics are dropping than what content is dropping. You've made more outfits than you have levels, which is insane. You've made more cosmetics than you've made gear pieces and gear items. And there is more variety in the cosmetics than there is in the enemies. There are more cosmetics than there are playtime hours. Heck, there's more cosmetics than there are playtime minutes. I'm sorry, but the fact that they're putting cosmetics in the roadmap as if it's a new fucking feature, and they're putting that as like a key thing in the roadmap as well. Returning events doesn't need to be put in a roadmap. Or if it does, it needs to be put alongside. Oh yeah, we've also got the Crossbones villain sector that's coming out. Oh yeah, we also have villain sectors that are going to be spinning out of the raid. We've also got new iconic missions coming out for the DLC characters. We've also got this, that, and the other. The only thing that I can think of is if they're giving us a chilled out last few months of the year to throw everything in and throw all their shit at the wall in January, February, March. That's the only thing I can think of. And if this is it, and in January, on the January roadmap, if there is a January roadmap, all we see is, because all we know, fall and winter, January's in winter. This could be going into February. This could be going into February and we get one new piece of content. And Spider-Man. And Xbox people only get the one new piece of content. PC people only get the raid. That's insane to me. I feel like that's such a cop-out to say, oh yeah, we're gonna give you all what you want in next year, so until next year we're just gonna be treading water. That's not what the game needs. After such a good thing as War for Wakanda, you need to ride that wave and fucking throw everything at it now whilst you have people playing your game and whilst you have people interested in your game. You need to now be keeping people there and having stuff like everything that's coming out this month is what's already out. There is no new content for this month. The new content starts in October. And I don't even know if there is any new content in October, because it could just be the returning events. So if we're going off of this roadmap and how roadmaps have worked before, the next new piece of content, which is the first raid, will be in November. Will be in 2 months' time. So basically, turn off your PlayStations, your Xboxes, your PCs, your emulators, your whatever, your Switches, and, don't play until November. Because there's nothing to do. There's not going to be anything to do. Unless if there's stuff coming that's not on the roadmap. Unless if there's stuff coming that's not on the roadmap. I'm being optimistic now. There's probably, a lot of gaps. There's a gap for a villain sector. There's a gap for, cloning labs. Cloning labs is a fucking joke at this point. It's just a fucking running gag in the Avengers community. Like, cloning labs is never going to fucking happen at this point. It's never going to happen. They've given up on it. Cloning labs is never coming out. I honestly don't think Cloning Labs is ever going to come out. It's either going to come out and disappoint people, or it's not coming out at all. Or it's being heavily reworked and it's going to come out in the fucking 2-year anniversary. Cloning Labs is just a joke. It's just an absolute joke. And this roadmap is a bit of a joke as well. Like, you're telling us to be hyped about events coming back? The fuck? And the thing is, these events aren't even fun. The Red Room Takeover is kind of fun. If they add a few more, rooms to it, and introduce the new enemy types into the Red Room Takeover as well, and have us fight those as well, and maybe have missions that are locked off to certain characters, like have a red room that's exclusively for Black Panther that works around Black Panther's abilities. Have a red room that's, that's what these events should be. You're an Avengers game. Fucking use your roster. Utilize your roster. The fact that there's no story stuff coming out for the rest of the year. The raid is going to be what? The raid's going to be what? 3 hours at most. 3 hours at most. We're going to get a raid that's going to be as long as the War for Wakanda expansion. And that's going to be one fucking mission. If it's like a Destiny raid, it's going to be as long as the War for Wakanda expansion. And I know Destiny expansions are as long as what War for Wakanda was as well. But that's not what I'm... But also the one Destiny expansion that I've played has also had more boss fights than War for Wakanda had as well. So, there's that. Yeah, I don't know what to say at this. I hope this isn't everything. I hope this isn't everything. Because that would be incredibly, incredibly disappointing if that's everything. Nothing else this month. Nothing else in October. All the stuff's going to be in November and there's going to be nothing in December. But I bet you there's going to be a post on the fucking Avengers Instagram every day about the fucking new cosmetics. About every fucking new cosmetic. I bet you there's going to be more neon cosmetics. There's going to be more themed ones that are going to be trash. I hate doing videos I wanted to get the roadmap and gush about it and be like, all of this content that we're going to get in this game that I want to love so much, but this is so disappointing. I'm annoyed more than anything. I'm annoyed that this is all we're getting to last us till the end of the year. All we're getting. This Hawkeye challenge might be amazing. The raid might be amazing. Spider-Man might come out and be the best character ever. It won't fucking matter if half of the player base can't fucking play him. You know, this new enemy type might be the best enemy type in any game ever. You know, the power level cap increase could come with a level cap increase as well. You know, the resource reworking, the reworked resources and gear upgrades could be amazing. They could rework the events to be fun. The bonus XP weekends could mean something, you know, but the earnable cosmetics could be a really good addition to the game, and there could be some really good cosmetics that you can earn. But this seems really dry and really light, and it's not even light in a good way. It's light like when you buy something for like £100 and then it gets to you and it's an empty box. That's what this feels like. That's what this feels like. You know, it might be all this stuff might be amazing when it comes out. All this stuff might be amazing, but right now, reading it here with no information at all feels like there's nothing to be excited for. Nothing to be excited for. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that it was such a dismal one. Hopefully the next video can be a bit more lighthearted, a bit more back to the funny, jokey stuff. If you want to see me play video games, head on over to my Twitch. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.